as with Easter. Watch this video get banned. I have a book. It's from the 1800s. Let's do this. Here's the book in all its glory. Right here it says, The Passion of the Lord from Palm Sunday to Easter Eve, April 1st to April 7th, AD 30. Let's turn a couple pages. The Resurrection and Ascension of Christ from Easter Day to Ascension Day, April 8th to May 17th, AD 30. That's crazy? Totally not crazy. Truth. Now let me walk you through each day. Palm Sunday, April 1st. Monday, April 2nd, he cleansed the temple. Tuesday, April 3rd was Jesus' last teaching. Tuesday night, Jesus told his disciples the time of his betrayal. And then on Wednesday, April 4th, he remained in Bethany until Thursday. Thursday, April 5th, they killed the lamb for the Passover meal. Evening and night of Thursday, April 5th was the Last Supper. After supper, they went to the Mount of Olives and entered the Garden of Gethsemane. This is where he is taken and held captive. Good Friday, April 6th, he was arraigned and then taken to a place called Golgotha, the place of a skull, also known as Calvary. This is where he was put on the cross. Is it really a cross? But before he was placed on the cross, he was tortured and placed in a cell overnight. Saturday, April 7th, the Sabbath. Pilate condemned him, and from 6 to 9 a.m. were the preparations for the cross. At 9 a.m., he was placed on the cross. Hung on the cross for the next 3 hours, dying. This is where it gets really... My heart's freaking racing. I never read this before. Listen. It was now noon, but such a noon as had never been seen in Judea. The position of the partial full moon precluded the possibility of a solar eclipse, and yet a supernatural darkness rested upon all the land, from the 6th hour to the 9th hour, as if to veil the last agonies of the Redeemer from the eyes of men. But far deeper than that, darkness was the gloom that weighed upon the Savior's soul, as he bore the whole burden of the divine wrath for the sins of all men. He was on the cross all day until sunset, which was the beginning of the Sabbath. Saturday evening. Died in 6 hours, literally of a broken heart. Taken down from the cross and placed in a tomb. Sunday, April 8th, the resurrection of Jesus Christ. The solar eclipse is nothing other than proof to us that it happened. Jesus died on the cross to save us from our sins. In the solar eclipse, that was the veil. That is the proof. That is the reminder to us. Just as the rainbow is a reminder to us that God will never flood the earth again. The solar eclipse is Monday, April 8th. Then Easter Sunday is Tuesday, April 9th. What are your thoughts? Tell me in the comments.
Your Nikon P1000 sun test. Let's see what we can see at 93 million miles away. Man, y'all check out this raw power, dude. This thing is strong. You know what's weird? 93 million miles away, huh? This camera, man, this camera don't play them. Look at those sunspots. Now, I'm going to keep a real close eye on these sunspots because, you know, the sun's supposed to be rotating as they say, I believe. Am I right? And those sunspots are always in the same spot, allegedly, is what I've been told. So, we're going to look into it more and see what's going on with that. But, yeah, pretty much, man, just playing around with it. I put a different filter that I ordered for my, just for the sun, because you'll burn your sensor up with the P9000. You got to be careful, because it can see 93 million miles away, so you have to have, a good filter on it. I don't know, man. It's a lot of fun, though. It's definitely been well worth getting. See, I can zoom all the way in on the sunspots, but as you can see, they get a little bit, blurry. But I would highly recommend, if you get the chance to get one of these cameras, to get them, because now they're discontinued.
Set to start up its particle accelerator again on April 8th, which is the same day as the Great American Solar Eclipse. Quickly, if you don't know, CERN is a research facility located in Switzerland known for its particle accelerator that smashes atoms together at a high rate. The concerns about CERN started because people noticed that every time they start up their particle accelerator, there seems to be strange activity in the skies above, which have led to strange theories about CERN, including them attempting to mess with the timeline or open up portals for demons to get through. Now, obviously, that's all just speculation, but there have been some strange videos coming out about CERN, including some sort of a ritual that appeared to take place at 3 a.m. outside of their headquarters, which, by the way, is deemed as a prank or fake, but some people aren't sold and believe that something strange is happening here, along with their ceremonies, which to me does look like it has some sort of symbolic meaning behind it.
State of emergency. Niagara Falls has declared a state of emergency. But get this, it's for something that's going to happen in the future. In one of the strangest stories I've heard in a while, the Niagara region announced Friday that they'll be declaring a state of emergency to accommodate an upcoming once-in-a-lifetime event. A solar eclipse that's set to take place on April 8th, but it gets even stranger. At the exact same time as the eclipse, NASA will be firing 3 rockets into the moon's shadow, and the CERN particle accelerator will be firing up for the first time in 2 years to search for invisible matter that secretly powers our universe. Am I the only one weirded out by this?
How many of you have ever heard of the term CERN? CERN. It is a hadron collider. It is actually the largest machine on the face of the earth. Type 2, if you have heard of this. This machine is built, I'm blanking on the diameter, it's massive. Put it down in the comments below if you remember. It encompasses, I believe, 4 countries, and it is actually built in the spot where Greek mythology shows, is it Zeus going into the center of the earth? And it is very important of why it's placed there. And the reason why it's placed there is because scientists are trying to, and I'm not joking, build a Stargate into the next dimension. And they've actually already succeeded because I watched a video of demons coming out of this portal. This is a very real thing. This is not a joke. When we're talking about magnetic discoveries in the cosmos, and we're talking about machines that, and I want you to understand this, their symbol, CERN symbol, is 3 sixes spun a little sideways, 666, and they have, was it Methuselah out in the front with the snakes coming out of her head? It's all demonic, all satanic, right? And it is the only machine, the only project on Earth where there is a scientist from every single country. Please hear what I'm saying, how important this is to know. You have to understand this. You need to go and research this. There is a scientist from every single country working on this project together. That's because evil's trying to unite to create a portal into the heavens. This is identical to what happened to the Tower of Babel in the Bible. And if you remember, in the Bible, God himself said, we must go down there lest they succeed, meaning they were going to make it happen because humans had help from a group of beings called Nephilim. I know this sounds crazy, but I don't care if I look crazy. There's a reason why a handful of books from the Bible were removed from the Old Testament, one of them being Enoch, explaining this. Okay? Why am I bringing this up? I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know why this is coming into my mind, but I was praying before all of this started, and I wanted to share this with you. There are a lot of theories out there, and people are freaking out that the end of the world's coming. This happens all the time when eclipses happen, and that Jesus is returning. I personally do not believe that. Do I believe that we should live every day like it's our last? Yes. Do I do it? No. And I have a hard time with that, to be honest with you. But when I was praying before I started this live stream, I had the word crossroads, because everyone's saying there's an X and we're condemned. It's America. But I heard crossroads, and this is what I believe is coming. And this is what I prayed for. And this is what I denounced in the spirit against the enemy. When I say enemy, I'm talking about Lucifer, Satan, the adversary, is very real. If you believe in God and you don't believe in Satan, you need to check yourself. Okay? So I believe that we are at a crossroads. And there are a lot of people out there right now. I know this sounds crazy. We need to do everything we can to get ready. We need to warn people, share with people what's really happening in this country, what's coming, this coming economic collapse that we're already well into right now. And we need to prepare for that. But we also need to do right in front of God, and we need to vote. I commanded and bound the enemy that is trying to use humans to ballot stuff and to change votes, because the enemy is so scared that someone that God has put before us and given a choice to lead this country out of this economic collapse. And it's going to be gnarly. That's why I started this channel almost 4 years ago. I bound the enemy, and it's time for us to pray. But we also, if there are anyone, and I see it every once in a while, your vote doesn't count, I'm not going to vote. You need to leave this country. Leave it now. If you can't take 15 minutes out of your time to stand before God and another person at a ballot box and put your name in and prepare other ways, you shouldn't be in America. Type 4 if you agree with that. How many of you
have to see is me asking Alexa about the Serpent Deity program that NASA has created, and they will be shooting 3 rockets at the eclipse on the day of the solar eclipse on April 8th. I didn't believe it. Someone sent that to me. I'm like, come on, they don't have a program called Serpent Deity. It's like, but they do. Please tell me what you think. As soon as I ask Alexa, comment. Because what Alexa, can you tell me about NASA's new program called Serpent Deity?
NASA has launched a new program called Serpent Deity as part of the Artemis program. The program, dubbed Viper, aims to develop technologies and techniques for sustainable lunar exploration. The initiative is focused on exploring the lunar South Pole, which is believed to contain water ice and other resources. Viper's objectives include conducting detailed surveys of the lunar surface and assessing the feasibility of extracting and using lunar resources.
Alexa, is the Serpent Deity going to be doing anything during the eclipse?
From wikipedia.org. In Kapampangan mythology, Lao is depicted as a bird-like dragon or serpent that causes both solar and lunar eclipses. However, its features are closer to the demon Rahu. Also, I can tell you the fun holiday of the day when I hear your morning alarm. Would you like me to set up that routine?
Well, no, I'm good. I'm good. Thanks. Alexa, what is NASA's Serpent Deity going to be doing on the eclipse on April 8th?
In ancient Egyptian mythology, the serpent deity Sobek is sometimes depicted as pursuing the sun god Ra, and during certain instances nearly consumes the sun disk, resulting in an eclipse. The April 8, 2024 total solar eclipse will be a significant astronomical event that will be viewable from certain regions in North America, including Canada, Mexico, and parts of the United States.
Alexa, is NASA going to be doing anything with the solar eclipse on April 8th?
From the MalaysianReserve.com. On April 8th, NASA will host live coverage of the eclipse on the agency's website and the NASA app beginning at 1 p.m.
Alexa, will NASA be shooting rockets at the solar eclipse as part of this Serpent?
The dates that they are giving us are incorrect. We used to have
So your GOV, they announced that when this eclipse happened, they're gonna have their scientists fire rockets into the eclipse. I wanna know why. For anybody that's reading up on it and saying it's because they wanna research and see what happens, just tell it to somebody else and not me, please. This solar eclipse is not nothing new, okay? This has been happening throughout time, okay? Especially the powers that may be. They know about this. They've been knowing about this for a very long time. It happens throughout the time. But my question is, what makes this particular time so different? And it comes at a very coincidental time. What I mean is this. There has been a lot of statements from foreign entities, people like Putin, saying who certain people are, how much the public have been lied to, and who the chosen people are, right? Then you have even somebody like Trump coming on and saying like, look, you have ancient primordial beings in this realm, certain beings who are ancient and primordial, who are about to remember everything. And I know that shit sound like mythology. I know it sounds fake to a lot of people. When I tell y'all, it can't be fake to these people. Y'all might think this knowledge is extra. Y'all may think, what chosen people, blah, blah, blah. All you have to do is know who the people of the sun are. All you have to know is who the children of the sun are, and it will tell you everything. It is already written that you have those who have been persecuted, those who are the children of God who have been persecuted. It's their time to rise. This is in writing. Because why else would they be doing this? Now they're saying that they're going to send out these rockets into the shadow that's going to, forecast over all of us during this solar eclipse. Why would you be shooting rockets at a shadow? If anybody can help me with that, just let me know. If you can help me understand why they will be shooting rockets out to a shadow. Please don't say something about they're testing this and they're testing that. No, they're testing. The only test I can see they ass making is a kind of test to try to stop some shit from happening. Because their reasons why they're doing it just makes absolutely no sense to me. It doesn't. So if anybody have knowledge about what's going on, y'all make sure y'all comment below and let me know your opinions on this, because I really want to know. And if those of you who are hip to what's going on, rise to the guys and goddesses. Well,